Netflix said they're going to cut smoking out of their originals or lessen it, which that makes no fucking sense.
Cut smoking? Like cigarettes?
Yeah, because like Stranger Things, people in the 80s and they're smoking cigarettes and everyone's like, oh, shouldn't be doing that.
Netflix cutting smoking out of their shows? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
I heard a fuck this season in Stranger Things.
I heard a shit.
There's a lot of curses in it.
Well, it's not a kid's show.
No.
Well, because there's kids in it doesn't mean it's a kid's show.
If your parents are cool, it's a kid show. I'd say it's a demographic of 9 and up.
9?
Yeah, I'd say 9. Well, what are you trying to raise your kid as a pussy?
I'm not.
So then when he hits 9, or she, pop on Godfather, Stranger Things.
Smoke a couple cigarettes while you're on, champ.
And before we begin, we would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. In the past, I've referred to Skillshare as the Hogwarts of online content creation. They have over 25,000 classes in a multitude of different subjects like graphic design, illustration, photography, animation, and more. As online content creators ourselves, we would like to highlight some of Skillshare's top classes in the field of animation. For any newcomers to the world of animation, I would recommend these 2 courses on walk cycles and simple character lip syncs by Fraser Davidson. Both courses are very easy to follow and will help any beginners bring their creations to life. They also provide thousands of classes for professional animators and graphic designers who are trying to hone their skills. Skillshare is now giving away a free 2-month unlimited access trial to our subscribers who click the link in the description box below. And after that, it's only around $10 a month.
You let us in. And now, you are going to have to let us stay.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. Today we are here to talk about Stranger Things 3, or Season 3, I'm not really sure what to call it, but we are here, Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy. Teddy, how you doing? Fresh cut, looking good.
You like it? I don't like it.
I don't really like it.
It's not good. I didn't want to say anything.
I wasn't happy about it when I got it.
Good. That makes me feel better because I felt like I had to say something, but I didn't want to make you feel bad.
You came here with a short cut the other day, and I thought you would come here today with longer hair. Yeah, I thought that was just a one-day thing. I don't know the science behind that.
I sure wish it could be like that, yeah.
You come back with the 2 lines.
the Drake half moon on the top.
Yeah, you got a design in the back of your head, Nerd Soup. That'd be pretty fresh. But we are here to talk about, not Teddy's haircut, but Stranger Things 3. We're back in Hawkins. We got the Upside Down. We got the Demodogs. We've got the Russians, the Soviets.
Yeah. Hawkins seems to be a problem for the U.S.
Hawkins is ground
What's going
zero.
on?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Hawkins.
Corrupt mayors, relationship, summer love.
It's
Different multi-universes and
Yeah,
It's a mess.
It's got everything.
It's like, all right, first, telling the gang. It's like, all right, we got Demodogs, Mind Flayers, Demogorgons. We can handle that. The Russians?
The Russians.
No siree, not the Soviets. Now it's game time.
But was the Russians a constant problem in the 80s? Is that
Well, every piece of fiction,
In Afghanistan, they were.
like in U.S. history, that takes place within the time periods of the Cold War, there's always an evil Soviet or Russian.
it was a Russian problem?
And the Americans it's like everyone comes together. It's like, oh, not the Russians. We need to take them down.
I thought the Russians and the Americans were going to team up by the end of the season. That's it. It was us against the Upside Down. Because Reagan used to say that if Mars ever invaded, it would be us and the Soviets.
Damn.
Back to back.
I would take that. That'd be a tough team.
Us and the Soviets.
It's like bigger jaws.
It is, but the Soviets are like Karl Malone and Gary Payton going to the '04 Lakers. They're already kind of washed up at that point. Chernobyl's on the chop block. You know,
Chernobyl's coming.
They're
worried about the Demogorgons.
That's a couple years away. So they're all worried about the Upside Down. But yeah, let's start with the kids. And I think that's what I love most about Season 3 is that you got these first 2 episodes and it's the kids being kids. You got Mike at 11 and their relationship. They're kind of running off together. But then Max and 11 really coming into her own as a character. So those first 2 episodes, at first, I didn't know if I liked it.
I agree. It was slow.
It was very Stranger Thingsy.
It was cheesy, and it was a lot of I felt like it was a lot of filler.
I wouldn't necessarily call it filler because even the stuff that I didn't like, specifically Billy and Mike's mom, all of it, because you kind of have to see it as a parody. That it's kind of
jealous.
Dude, that was so uncomfortable watching.
You're jumping down to pool and other moms.
You think I'm jealous of Karen? Billy. Yeah.
I was
I'm jealous of Billy.
Yo, when Billy walked out, Elena's like, ooh. I was like, what? What was that?
Why are you watching? Close your eyes.
It was so uncomfortable.
Billy stole my girl.
That
through
whole
the TV.
exchange.
Billy stole your girl. Look at Mr. Clark. He was cool, right? You could teach your girl.
Yeah, in the beginning, it kind of felt like a retread. It's like, oh, we're doing this again, the Mind Flayer. They kind of expanded a little, but, you know, it still always had the same things, what I fell in love from the first 2 seasons. Just the 80s aesthetic, the soundtracks, the kids, the characters, which I all love. But I was kind of upset they didn't really expand on it too much. But then as the season progressed, I really got invested a lot in the season, and then the ending was, I think, perfect.
I would put this season over the first season.
Ooh.
I think it's very close.
The directing in this one was perfect. The set design was perfect. The acting was great.
What set design specifically was your favorite?
The mall.
Ted. Fuck that mall.
Touche.
What do you mean?
No, it's a great mall, but I'm jealous. You see the mall we have to go to? Our mall growing up?
I'm all shit.
Fucking dump.
Yo, there's no way malls are like that in the 80s.
Well, no, our malls...
Are they exaggerating the 80s?
2019, half the stores are closed. The food court has 2 options. Great options, but give me some variety.
Was the mall the place to be?
Yeah.
You get the
was
pretzels. You get the a mall pretzel.
That's the only thing we have
Hits
going at our
differently.
mall.
Well, I mean, it was more about the big industry coming into a small town, but kicking everybody out. That
Right,
town's
and
dead.
they kind of play with that in the 80s. Good old-fashioned capitalism. That's what the mayor
Walmart coming
says. Right, yeah. The mall is, I guess that's what you do in the 80s. The mall, the arcade. So I don't think they were building it up. I think it's like flying. When flying first came around, everybody's like dressing up in suits, and you get a bed, you could smoke cigarettes. Now it's just you just cram them in there with the luggage. So everything was better when it first comes out. But that was a nice kind of, not a home base, but a main setting for this season.
All the chemistries were great too. I think my favorite was Steve and Dustin.
Yeah.
Mike and 11 were great. Max and 11.
So every relationship in the show.
They all did great, man.
You liked every pairing.
I did.
Me too.
No, they were great. And I guess we'll start with, I think, my favorite is 11 and Max's. But they were kind of all tied in with Mike and Lucas and Will and that whole subsection of the character groupings. But the Max and 11 stuff was probably my favorite part because it was 11 actually being allowed to be a girl.
See her as a kid, yeah, it was
Her
nice.
only like fucking relationship is Mike, and I like Mike, but that being like your only, you need to expand. Hang out with Max, do some fun things. You're a kid, go live your life. Dump his ass, eat some ice cream.
Your ass.
They
Get
made
some fresh fits. Have
they
a
made
day.
them so relatable too, because like it watching them just reminded me of like being a kid.
Being a kid in a relationship.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's always funny because
Trying to figure everything out.
during a breakup, it's so true. The girls realize that they're just girls, and then every guy, I'm a girl. I can get any guy I want. And then the guys are like, "Damn, I just messed it up with the one girl who actually likes me." That was perfect, and it reminds you of being a kid, being in middle school, those summers that feel like they're never gonna end. Dustin coming back from summer camp with his girlfriend. Dustin, I think, was my favorite because in season 2 I found him very annoying, but in this season he proved why I think he's the best child actor out of the group. He's very funny. He's very charismatic. He was perfectly written for them to give him the story of cracking the Russian code with Steve and Robin. That was great.
Steve and Robin were hilarious too.
Yeah, that grouping was very fun too. And Steve, he's the best, right?
He's the best character in the show.
He's my favorite. Yeah.
I strive to be like Steve Harrington.
Steve the Hair Harrington.
Steve the Hair Harrington. I like that.
She was
Yo, my God,
crushing
when
it with that scoreboard.
Yeah.
Ahoy, ladies! Didn't see you there. Would you guys like to set sail on this ocean of flavor with me? I'll be your captain. I'm Steve Harrington.
When he was spitting game to her, that girl from Purdue. Yeah, I was gonna go to Purdue, but I thought I'd get a job here and
Right. Serve the people. Well, Robin was a great introduction. She's got famous parents: Uma Thurman, Ethan Hawke.
Not bad.
That's a power couple.
when
More
you sent
famous
that
than my parents.
when you sent that text or tweet, whatever you said, all I saw was Ethan Hawke.
She does very much
tweet
look like
that I
Ethan
sent?
Hawke.
You said something about Ethan Hawke, and yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You tweeted or you texted us.
No.
I saw something with you.
No, I think I tweeted first Chernobyl and now Stranger Things. Soviet Union's back in a big way.
That was just you wanting to put your tweet out.
It's a good tweet. People need to know about it.
All I saw was Ethan Hawke. I don't know about you guys. And Robin.
Yeah, I mean, that's her father.
Yeah?
I'm sorry.
You set that up, huh?
I saw a little Uma Thurman, actually. Combination of both. No, but she was fantastic. Also, Erica. Lucas's younger sister. At first, I was like, oh, she's a master of espionage. She teaches economics. She's a genius.
She didn't grow on me until she sunned Murray in the last scene of the episode.
She did check Murray. Yeah. She just slapped him around.
Okay,
said,
so
"Clean
if,
yourself."
if you want to go by this guy's plan, you're all gonna die. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she grew on me. I think for me, it was when she was like, free ice cream for life. I'm like, yeah, I get that. It's a solid move. It's like not even.
You know what's funny? I thought she was going to go free ice cream for the summer. She went straight for life.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of Kramer getting coffee for life. He goes on the espresso thing.
I come in here. If I want a cafe latte, you give me a cafe latte. And if I have any problems, I'm going to get my lawyer, Jackie Charles, down here. You're going to be in really big trouble.
That's like when you catch the baseball and you say, I want season tickets. She said, no, I want a fucking primetime seat behind the dugout.
Facts.
For every game.
Child endangerment.
Their group was great, and Joyce and Hopper was another pairing that they had there. I wasn't sure that they were going to go back to that relationship because they hinted in season 1 that they dated before. At times, I thought it was a bit excessive, specifically Hopper, that he was just angry for no reason. Everything was Joyce, Joyce, Joyce,
Yeah, but it just felt like he can never be happy. There's always something going on. Like he
Yeah, it's
even
like,
said, he's
oh,
like, I've been trying. I'm constantly on the lookout, like trying to make this safe for you.
No, he's a flawed hero for sure, but I felt like they just overplayed it too much, where they're both going back and forth, and they kind of have a little bit of self-realization. They kind of like break the fourth wall with Murray. All right, can you guys fucking stop
Yeah.
already and just bang? It's like that's what I was saying for the past like 6 episodes. Thank you, Murray.
Because they did keep doing it too, but after hearing what he said, it made it a little bit funnier. You know?
But the only
he put it out there now.
the
finally.
justifiable anger was when Mike straight up disrespected that man in his own house, whispering at 11. I'm like, yeah,
That man
Fuck
was
this
trying to
kid.
do the heart-to-heart lecture,
yeah,
look after the kids. He went for the whisper.
yeah.
I just heard in the background, Joyce. All right, whatever they say, they do. You can't yell at them. And he brings him out.
I'll be like, Joyce.
Tells him his grandma's dying.
Joyce, he made physical contact. She giggled after he whispered. That's a death sentence right there. I was
Facts.
Team Hop. Can't have that.
Yeah, this was probably Hop's best season.
Well, I said Steve was the best character. It's between Steve and Hop for me. I think that's one of the best parts about the show is that they create these unique individual characters and they all stand out. So when you split up the story, when you have all these subplots and character groups, the way they all converged towards the villain, there was multiple threads to it, which I liked as well.
Yeah.
There was Billy being controlled by the Flayman. Perfect choice for the villain because Billy always reminds me of Leo from Twin Peaks, but a little bit different. He's a bit less psychotic. Leo was a nutcase. But then you also have the Russian aspect, and everybody kind of sleuthing and coming together. It was handled perfecly.
Fucking Terminator. How'd they get him?
I don't know. Yeah.
They just got the Terminator pretty
they got
much.
the Terminator.
Yeah, but so was that them just paying homage to the Terminator
Yeah, I think so.
in the 80s, I guess?
Yeah, he's similarly dressed. I thought at one point he was going to be on a motorcycle with sunglasses.
He even talked like him too, though.
He did talk like him. He seemed a bit smarter, though. I don't know. But he was like the classic Russian henchman. Reminded me of the James Bond movies. He reminded me of Jaws from James Bond. I don't know why.
We had a couple of new entries too. Alexi.
Alexi was
Schmear.
great.
R.I.P. Man, that was a boy.
Yeah, that was sad too. But he did go off on a high note.
Hey, he won his toy.
The
One is
fucking
there.
4 in a
Oh,
row, like
man, yeah, he
fucking
was a-
Legolas.
Bullseye.
I never connected with a guy so much watching Looney Tunes, just relaxing.
Well, I never connected with a guy. Well, for you, that's something you would have done.
100%.
Oh, what? They were out of cherry?
Yeah, can we all agree cherry is the superior Slurpee flavor?
Yo,
Strawberry is good, but it's not the same as cherry.
I forgot about that whole skit when Hop threw the keys out. He's not going anywhere.
That was funny.
He's in the car leaving.
That was a great cop move by Hop. But I think I'm Team Hop there, too. They all taste the same.
Oh,
It's
100%.
sugar and
cherry's
water.
so much better. You maniac.
I thought it was just
No
red.
cherry, no took.
What did you guys think about the horror aspect? Billy being the villain.
That was really good. All the action sequences were probably the best in any season.
11 versus Billy.
That was sick.
That
And
was
even
tough.
at the end with the Mind Flayer, the fucking big one, and she just splits him in half, and she's stopping the tentacles, and she went off.
She was one with the Force in this one.
Yeah, it was a very diverse show. It was like it has action, it's comedy, it's funny, it's sad. There's a lot of relationships in this one too.
Well, they kind of make fun
Like-
of all the 1980s tropes and elements, but then underneath, it's a real horror story.
Yeah, but it also is a very serious story too.
Yeah.
And this season was definitely more grounded.
And I thought it was a scary season.
Yeah.
When she is fighting Billy, that was one of the scariest scenes. Even in the mall when the when the mind flayer animal, beast, creature thing reminded me of actually Ghost in the Shell. A lot of references, not even to 80s movies, but to even Jurassic Park when they're all hiding and it's coming over the corners.
The raptors were.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like alien imagery. Back to the Future, they had the movie playing. Like it was very 80s, and that's what I like about the show because it's very character driven, but in that setting, it just adds something else that I like to see and revisit.
I feel like they keep ending these seasons where you can not have another season and it'll be fine, but they make it so you also want more too, and they keep them open ending. I love this ending too.
Well, that's the problem we had with, like, after the first season, we were like, oh, that's a perfect ending. We don't need a season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2 was good, but not to the standard of season 1, and even now, season 3 is like, oh, we're going to keep doing this? But I think this one delivered, and now I'm not as pessimistic about a season 4 or 5. I'm very open to it. I'm kind of intrigued now, and I want to see it. So, I mean, very solid first 3 seasons. Now, it kind of turned my opinion on that.
Yeah, but this show, it's getting into one of the better shows that I'm watching right now.
Yeah, it is. And the story for season 3, I think why I like season 1 the best is because it was the mystery. You had the mystery surrounding 11, what they were doing with those children, and also the animal that's in our world and the alternate universe. This story was a bit more simplified. It was kind of a basic point A, point B, point C, but it was clever in the way that they navigated towards that end.
Yeah.
Is we need to close the gate. The Russians are obviously trying to harness this power. 11 is somebody with superheroes. They let her power be on full display in this season with all those great action moments. And the relationships between the kids, that's why the show is so popular, because they're like a K-pop band. You know, you got Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard.
You ever see yourself loving kid actors?
I mean, no, yeah. I mean, you really care about these kids because it is relatable. And the transition that they're making, this is coming of age. You asked me what coming of age actually is. It's the moment when they're all playing D&D and Mike and Lucas are focusing on the girls and Will is trying to play this board game.
Yeah.
And they're like, Will, we're trying to get,
trying to get ass, man.
we're trying to get some.
What about Nancy and Jonathan's relationship?
Nancy and Jonathan was cool.
I'm not a big fan of Jonathan.
It's probably my least favorite out of the pairings. He's fine. We all rooted for him in season 1. They were like, wait a minute, Steve's better. I like the part of Nancy working at the Post.
Yeah. Well, that was like, it was a little at first, and I think the strong point of that relationship and that storyline was when they both get fired and they both kind of air their...
Reflect on each other?
Yeah, they both, like, they show the difference between one another, where Nancy's like, you don't know what it's like being in this male-dominated field looked down upon because I'm a woman. And Jonathan's like, well, I wasn't born with a silver spoon.
Yeah.
I can't just get fired. I have bills. I have to go to college. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have the financial security as you do. And they kind of, it kind of lets them into like what they're actually feeling and what their situation is like.
Yeah, if you step back and look at it, like Jonathan's like fucked right now. He needs money.
He saved the world like fucking 3 times.
Yeah.
He helped.
It's a thankless job. No
Yeah.
pay. That's what Spider-Man's been trying to tell us.
Pizza time.
This man digged his whole forearm into 11's shin.
That was disgusting.
That was gross. He didn't even he's like, all right, this is going to hurt. Here's a wooden spoon. Bite down on this. Let me dig my whole hand to get this little alien out of you.
I wonder how long 11 will go without her powers. I wasn't a big fan of her just losing her powers.
It was almost a trade. It's if we win, you have to give something up. So I think her powers will come back, and I would like to see the other kids introduced. I thought that's what was going to happen at the end of this season.
See, I wasn't a big fan of them. I liked that they dropped the other kids.
Well, they got the fucking Justice League just waiting around to be united. That's what 11's going to be doing in season 4.
Getting the crew back together?
Yeah, dressed like Batman, Ben
Getting the
Affleck.
van.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all come together at the ending, and I thought the ending was perfect.
It was a great emotional ending.
Until
I
the
cried.
end, but we'll get to that. But
You guys cry?
yeah, it hit me too when Billy died. Like, even like fuck Billy, but Max's reaction to that was very sad because I really like Max as a character.
She took it pretty serious, pretty blunt too. When she's like, "You're gonna kill him, aren't you?" And Nancy's like,
all of a sudden Max likes Billy. That's what I would have said. Oh, you like Billy now?
It's family, man.
Yeah, it's family. Well,
Remember he was surfing and the mom?
they're stepsisters.
he also committed about 40 murders.
He did a surf.
Oh, that was
It's a big wave.
that was the mind flayer, Ted. You got to separate the
that
two.
was
It was Billy though.
He
He's
was
like
mean
that-
to that kid running around the pool.
Lourdes.
My theory is that Billy's life has peaked. He's only going down from here. The summer as the lifeguard, about to bang some
Good
milk.
gig.
That's the thing. Where are you going in life? So he went out a hero.
On a sugar mama.
I think you're judging too much.
Let him live.
I'm judging Billy too much.
Yeah.
Why? Because you see yourself in Billy? Because you tried to claim you were Steve the last time we reviewed Stranger Things.
Yeah, now you're Billy.
Now you. Now
I didn't
you're-
say I was Billy. I like Steve.
Okay.
I can compare myself to Steve.
Okay. But yeah, so we had that. We had
Hop's letter.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with Hop and the turning of the keys, that was very sad. And then him going like, just do it. And she's like, finally.
She's like, it's about time.
He gives her the emotional nod. She's like, do it. She's like,
I'm trying. I'm getting there.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Just give me 2 more seconds.
Yeah, just let me reach this belt here.
But yeah, that was very emotional. That was a fucking mess. And then 11 reading the letter, that was a puddle by then.
The way
Yeah, I
that it
cried
ended
with her.
too, man. He was like, please, for your dad, for your poor old dad, keep the door open.
Well, his
Breathe.
letter, like,
Tears.
That was
dude.
very in the heart.
his letter, I'm like, I was picturing that, like, after he read that, I'm like, him reading that to Mike and 11, Mike just sitting there, like, am I supposed to be here for this?
Yeah, you see,
it
I didn't
seems
get
like
that
this is like
either.
a you guys thing here.
Maybe he planned to just always give it to her. And
Yeah.
that's not what the conversation was going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about that too.
All right, now the elephant in the room. Hop's still alive.
I'll be upset. Even though I like the character, like I said, that would just take all the emotion. That letter is nothing. Joyce's decisions.
I don't think it's nothing.
It's
The letter is
You got-
still.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
pre-thinking that Hop is still alive.
So what, is no one
It
going to
was
die in
nice.
the show? 11
Yeah,
comes back.
exactly.
Hobbs comes back.
It was nice seeing that
Fucking Bob's going to come next season.
these actions have consequences. 'Cause
I
there's
don't
a
want
lot of shit going
consequences
on.
in Stranger Things.
Yeah, I know
I want-
you don't want it, but
I
really,
want-
you're living through all this. This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is all ridiculous, but I just want the world to be Dustin and Susie singing. Yeah,
I didn't like that scene at first, and then
I
it
loved
grew
it. I
on me
thought it
when
was
when I
perfect.
watched
Well, I was
it.
upset. I'm like, Susie, the world's at stake here.
She doesn't know. She
She-
probably thinks Dustin's being a tough
So
guy.
he doesn't trust Dustin now? This relationship is
She's a
it's
Mormon.
over before it even started.
I thought for sure, I thought for
Susie's
sure
got
she
other
wanted
men.
him to say "I love you."
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be, but then it was that, and Dustin started breaking it down, dude.
Oh, real quick, I have a theory about why Hop is still alive.
Okay,
So you know when that thing explodes
Yep.
and everyone gets evaporated, they say.
They're gone.
right.
I think they're getting like teleported into the Upside Down.
Oh, because matter can't be created or destroyed.
Yeah, I guess we can go with that.
Right.
But
It's fucked up, man.
what?
Just hijacked your point.
Yeah,
Well, come on, I'm the Mr. Clark of Nerd Soup.
you're sponging off me right now.
No, I just took what you did and I made it
Better.
smarter.
Ooh.
Better works.
Now you're insulting me.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, I mean that was my theory.
You think Eleven's gonna leave out whiskey and cigarettes for him? Make sure that he's okay.
Well, he's in Russia, apparently.
Oh my God, Hop in Russia.
Yo,
That's a
that,
spinoff.
yo,
That's
that,
a crazy.
that Demogorgon, that Demodog. That's a Demodog, right?
That looks like the Dema Daddy.
That thing is ridiculous,
That's
dude.
Dema Big Daddy Duke.
Fucking Stretch 4.
Nash texted me a screenshot of it and said, "That's a self-portrait of you." I'm like, all right, man.
All right, thanks, boy. All right. So, what would you guys give the season out of 10? I would probably sit this at a 8.8
I
out
don't
of
think we
10.
talked about. Did we talk about Robin at all?
Yeah, we touched on her
We
a little
brushed
bit.
on
We
her.
didn't get into the emotional, but yeah, I guess the biggest new character would be Robin, played by Maya Hawke. Is her name? Ethan Hawke's. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, she looks like both of her parents. Great introduction to a character who was portrayed as a love interest for Steve in the beginning, but I knew right away. I called it.
You didn't call that.
I did. Ask my niece. I mean, when you see my niece, I was talking to my niece over the weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah,
I'm
she's
a good bowler.
she's a
Extra on.
lesbian."
She did step up to the plate. She got a big role and she took it on. She did a great job.
It was a natural fit for
Yeah.
that group.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I like
like-
that.
She's a great contrast to Steve's flamboyant, popular 1980s jock. She was more reserved, comes out of her shell.
Yeah, I like that moment they have in the bathroom, and Steve's like first reaction is like, "What, her?" Like they kind of like came back. It's good that he has a friend now that's his own age. You know,
Can't be
the
hanging out. Yeah,
the kids
yeah.
are great, but it's
Yeah.
time like you're going to college, presumably. Can't
It
be hanging
works
around
now,
ninth
yeah,
grade.
but when you're in college and you got friends, and no, you can't do it.
That
she hooked
exchange
him
was
up.
so.
She hooked him up at the end with the job, and it's like,
Good
Yeah.
3 movies: The Apartment, Hidden Fortress, and I forget the third.
Dr. Zhivago.
Yeah, Citizen Kane,
that
Steve's is like, if he was today, it would be like,
Captain
Fight
America,
Club.
Winter Soldier,
and Avengers.
and Fast and Furious 3.
You know, them moving away. That was tough too. Splitting up the gang.
Well, you know the gang's coming back together.
Well,
Sooner or later.
yeah, Hawkins is a fucking shit show. So,
That's what I like. We always say, oh, why don't people just move out of Gotham? Joyce Byers was like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
What's the town in it?
Derry?
Derry?
Yeah.
Derry, yes. Similar town.
That town's a shit show.
I feel like Hawkins is a little worse. The It Clown kills like 5 kids every 30 years. Hawkins, people are being obliterated, transported to different universes.
I think they just had a toll of like 30 people.
I wish the
missing
kids
and dead.
I wish the kids had more time to do summer stuff. You know, just be kids in the summer. Go
Like
to the
what?
pool, watch the fireworks,
They-
make out.
did all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know more summer stuff like, you know,
You mean like a montage?
finding
kind
a
of
dead body.
Is that a summer day for you?
You know, fight an evil clown.
Yeah.
It's killing all the kids. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in to our Stranger Things.
Wait, our
season.
scores.
My God, you're right.